But how big?
We'll have to find out.
We'll find out.
Spawning in the top right corner, the red Terran, hailing from Team Acer, we have
INnoVation. Spawning in the upper left, the blue unteamed Terran.
Formerly from Azubu?
Azubu, correct.
We have Center.
Alright guys, let's take a look at what these two players are going to be opening up with. I think Gas First Banshee is probably one of the most prevalent builds right now in the meta. We might see one of the players or both do that same build, or like a delayed Banshee, like a 13 gas, going to a little more macro oriented. No players have moved out for any sort of proxy. Definitely expect that on Frost. It's just way too deadly. You'll see some players go for some proxy in the true middle of this map.
Interesting choice.
But it is risky. Like, it is just not...
Holy watchtowers.
Yeah, exactly. An opponent could push into the watchtower and spot it. It could just not go to the correct base, and it could be hugely delayed. I just don't prefer it. I don't think either one of these players do it either. We do see a gas coming out of INnoVation. I believe that was a 12 gas. Yep, that's a gas first, so he's going for Gas First Banshee right now.
Very cool play. Will Center react to this properly? Will he go, what, Raven?
He's going Rax first, possibly going for a 15 gas, exactly going for a Viking or a Raven. 15 gas tends to be Marine opening immediate factory.
Scout coming out from center. SCV makes its way across the map. Look like it's going cross spawn?
Yeah, it looks like it is. That's an interesting guess. Yeah. Actually, it's going to the bottom left. Yeah, going cross spawn initially would be a very interesting thing to do. Yeah, going bottom left. No hope. Going to have a long scout ahead of him, especially because there's no Reapers coming out in this game right now.
In fact,
both players.
Nobody really knows what the other person is up to, as we can see.
Nope. Nope, not at all. INnoVation has not even poked out a single drone or a single SCV to try to get scout on. He's just walling off his base, getting the Marines up, defend against any early Reaper pressure. We're going to see INnoVation drop a second refinery. Bam! He does it right as I say it. Going for those Banshees.
Like you made it happen with your mind.
I did, actually. I control
INnoVation
with my mind.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you knew that. Going for a starport, going for that Banshee. Going to be powerful on this map, but he needs to spot where his opponent is. That definitely is an important piece of this build, is knowing where your opponent lives.
Starport immediately coming down. Expecting to see an add-on follow-up relatively quickly to make that switch.
Quite a bit of divergence from these two players. We're seeing a second CC come out of center. More macro-oriented. The factory just now coming down. The reactor coming up. Pumping double Marines. And the Marines are actually rallied out in this natural ramp here.
Looking to get an easy spot on anything walking in. I mean, if INnoVation were to send in a Banshee, he'd want to cloak at the last moment, right? So the Marines would be able to spot that in time.
The timing is literally almost exact on that finishing up. So you'll roll in right as the cloak finishes up. You'll cloak, usually after the first couple shots are off.
That supply wall from INnoVation stops Center from seeing absolutely anything short of knowing where his opponent is, which he's now figured out by process of elimination. He now knows that INnoVation went for the 3 supply depot at the ramp build, and nothing else.
Nope. Hellion pushing out, doing the scouting. Getting a very lucky guess, getting the first position scouted right away. Ooh, Hellion just barely escapes those Marines there, very nice. Meanwhile, halfway down on this first Banshee. Widowmine also coming out, that defensive Widowmine. Interesting thing about the Widowmine's actually rallied to his opponent's natural. I wonder if he's going to push that out. Hellion gets wrapped up here. Nope, going to drop the Widowmine, defend against any early pushes into his base. Meanwhile, dropping the reactor, going to be pumping Marines out as fast as humanly possible here. He's that defensive force. Banshee pushing out. Ooh, will it be spotted by these Marines right here? This is very close. Will he see it?
Add-on.
Yep,
complete.
he sees it. He sees it just barely. Very nice job by center there, knowing the position he's going to be the Banshee's going to be crossing.
And the turret finishes just in time. And the Viking is out.
Yep.
With a scan available, this Banshee Not going to be able to do too much.
Nope. Going to have very little leverage. You notice this turret's also in position to block the Banshee from coming in the way he knows it's going to.
Yep.
Very nice play from center.
Helps protect the gas.
Turret up here as well.
Protecting the front. He's going to maybe pop a shot or two off at the Hellions as they make their way across the map. We also have some action going on in front of INnoVation's base. It looks like a few Marines. A scan here would take out that Banshee. There we go. INnoVation's going to be chased away as he kites, staying just out of the 1 or 2 range difference between the Marine and the Banshee. Very cool control here by INnoVation. Much expected from our legendary Terran here.
Yeah, very nice. These 2 Banshees, neither one of them fell, neither one of them quite got the damage done they wanted to. But he still forced his opponent to make, or to lose some Marines. Ooh, a tank push moving out of INnoVation here. This is a beautiful move because he's dropped the Marine count of his opponent. If you have lower Marine count, you just plain cannot defend as well. This is a great one-base play.
Yeah.
Coming out of INnoVation.
I mean, who likes those, Punish?
I love one-base plays. They're just so powerful. You don't see them anymore. This is a standard 1-on-1 coming out of INnoVation here. He is getting a hatchery, or I'm sorry, 2 CCs behind this right now, so he is moving into macro and transitioning out of this. But the early one-base plays are very powerful, as we're seeing
So is
here.
INnoVation's micro, as he's shown. He has not lost much of anything. That Banshee looking very low, but still kept alive.
The siege going down. The Banshee's
SCVs had to be
dropping.
pulled into the tank volley. The Marines backing them up, clearing
this
those all
is-
off. This is not
Oh,
going well for
man.
center. INnoVation continuing to march forward, leapfrogging that second siege tank. The Banshee giving the scout on the high ground to help take out the front wall, and the command center is going to have to retreat.
The turret getting targeted down, making those Banshees even more viable. Oh, it needs to die before it gets... Oh, very nice. Taking that turret down, pushing away. Banshee of centers, though, is doing some damage on this tank. Supply depot falls. Trying to take down the add-ons. Trying to get the stin. We won't quite get it, though, in time. Or, I'm sorry, the cloak.
The
We won't
cloak.
get it, though.
Oh, man.
Nope.
No,
Finishes.
not quite. Just barely, too.
Very valuable, because now he's able to easily clean up the rest of his forces here. The Banshees of INnoVation getting a lot of work
Yeah,
done.
they are going to work. The other Banshee just going to have to watch as his buildings at home just burn to pieces. 2 Banshees coming out for center in return. That expansion looking to retake that natural. INnoVation's base looking quite warm and cozy. Not a lot of damage happening there.
This starport's going to fall these 2 Banshees before it gets his Viking out. This is looking super deadly from INnoVation. Center's having to pull the SCVs off the line, actually repair this starport before it goes down. He desperately needs that Viking. When it pops, though, he should be okay. Oh, man, the SCVs drop. 19 SCVs dropped so far by INnoVation, so it's been quite a nice push. Those 2 Banshees get wrapped up, but behind this, he's got a Raven, got more tanks, more Marines. The second wave of this push is ready to go.
Yeah, just as the first one seems to get cleaned up, INnoVation is poised for some more.
That is the pacing of a good Terran. Especially that one base allows you to kind of begin that first attack.
I like how he kept those forces separate, waited till he rallied to a good strength before pushing out, electing to not rally them directly across the map as they become available.
It's so dangerous to parade across the map. A lot of Terrans will opt to do it right away. As soon as you get the damage going on, let's rally across the map. But it's a good way to lose all the reinforcements and not have an army at home, which is very deadly in TVT. The Hellions pushing out here, they could wrap up these Marines, which definitely need to stay alive.
They're getting micro behind the tanks,
Yeah.
which is still catching some crossfire from those firing lines.
Crossfire. Get caught in the crossfire. The Raven pushing forward here,
What a
dropping
game.
the turrets. This Banshee's going to have quite a field day, though. Not enough Marines to really put that very easily.
See, tanks sieging right where their predecessors once did. Going to pop some more shots. And the
GG.
GG comes out of center. This pressure just too much coming out of INnoVation. That 1 base play followed up by the 2 base push. Macroing behind it the entire time. INnoVation looking incredibly solid as he takes the first victory over center here in this best of 3 series at the Dragon Invitational #1, Day 2.